Hello architecture students. In this video I'm going to show you how to do your topography. And again, we're not going to use any actual engineering data. We're going to set the topography up primarily so that we can make some really good rendered views of the outside of the house. And we want to see some land, we want to see some grass, we want to see trees and all that kind of stuff. So before we do that, we have to do our topography. Okay, so to do topography, I do it on a landscape plan. Okay, so I got a landscape plan right here, and you just want to do that by making a copy of number 1, just copying level 1 over and then renaming it landscape plan. Okay, once I get that, I want to remember that when I was working on level 1, I turned some things off, like my floors. Okay, so going back over here to landscape plan, I want to go to visibility graphics right here, click on that, scroll down to the floors. Okay, floors are still on, so maybe I did not, but you probably did turn floors off on yours, so go back and check that, turn them back on. And also sometimes topography is off by default, but this one is on. I may have been in there and have turned it on already and do not remember. But we want to make sure topography and floors are on because we're going to be working with both of those in this particular plan. First off, though, we're going to work with topography, and that is it. So to do topography, I go to this tag right here. It says massing and site. Remember, we've done our property line already. Now we want to do a topo surface. And the way we're going to place this topo surface, again, is so we can create some really good rendered views in Revit when we get ready to make some really nice rendered presentation type views. So topography. Now some of the things I do in here, I do follow some of the rules, and some of the rules I don't. I will follow like some code rules that you want to have at least 6 inches of your foundation exposed, depending on the material that's on the outside of the house. In this case, we're going to use 6 inches. So what I mean by that is the elevation of that land has to be lower than level 0. Level 0 is where you started building your house. That is your floor level. Okay, so we want the property, the land itself, to go lower than that. All right, it's going to go lower by 6 inches. So I'm going to type in -6 inches. And these little points are going to be what establishes that land, that grade. I'm going to go on all corners of my house. Okay, just like so. All right, so that gets everything at -6 inches. Now, another rule, and you want to do this because when you do make your pictures, you want the pictures to follow most of the realistic rules as possible. But within 10 feet of the house, the land, the property, or the dirt, the ground has to drop an additional 6 inches. So that's going to be -12 inches or 1 foot, however you want to say that. So I'm not going to measure 10 feet out. I'm going to come what looks like about 10 feet and just make sure it drops 6 inches. Like so. Okay, so that is good. Now, as I make my land, this topography, I want the front of the house is going to slope. If you go through a neighborhood, you'll look, most of your houses in the front, they slope down a little bit. They do that for a reason, and that's to kind of drain water off the property so water doesn't pool up around your house and then get into your walls and ruin your house. Okay, so I'm going to go down a little bit lower. I'm going to go down a -2 feet, and that's as far as I'm going to go for the front. I'm just going to go ahead and place these like so, and go outside of your property lines. You're not really looking to stay within the property lines. We're going to put trees and stuff back here, and that again is just to help our rendering process. All right, now for the back of the house, you want to kind of go up. Not that you would do that in reality, but we're going to do that so we can create our rendered views. So I'm going to actually go up 2 feet. So I'm going up 2 feet. And I'm going to I'm just going to place some points back here, a row of points back behind those points. Okay. And then I'm going to go up to, let's say, 4 feet. And I'm going to place a row of points back here. kind of to the side a little bit as well. Okay, and I'm going to go up to 5 feet and do the same thing. And that's basically what it's going to do. Is in the rendered view, it's going to help hide the horizon. That's what the word I'm looking for. I'm actually going to put in a couple of -2 feet ones in the front again, just to kind of bring this out some. Okay, like so. Click the green check mark and you're done. Okay. All right, now if you want to add more points, don't create another topo surface. Edit the topo surface that you already have. Okay, so I can actually click on this topo surface and go to Edit Surface right up here, and I can adjust any of these points that I want to. All I have to do is click on it, and it gives me the measurement of that point, and I can change it right here. Change it, and it'll change on the view. Okay, click on this one. You see it's at 5 feet. Okay, so all I have to do is type in whatever distance I wanted, and then just kind of come here and hit that green check mark again. All right, but again, do not add another topo surface to a topo surface. Okay, it just really gets confusing and hard to work with at that point. Okay, so what else does our house need? And I forgot to go over one thing too that kind of helps you hide this thing right here. And that is kind of putting a gray area over the footprint of the house itself. Okay, I think, did I do that back on the site plan? I did do that back on the site plan, so that's good. We really don't have to do it on the landscape plan because the site plan is really where that is important. So let's just skip over that here. Okay, and we're going to start placing, from here, we're going to start mainly drawing our driveways, sidewalks, and our gardens and things like that. Okay, so this is topo surface. So I'm going to pause here and just create another video and call it driveways. Okay, so we have smaller segments of videos. So let's go ahead and end this one.